I'll be stunned if they make it out of the first round. I don't think that team is that good, which is, kind of embarrassing when you spent $1.3 billion on free agency and don't get out the first round once again.
All right, gentlemen, let's talk about the Yankees. 2009 feels like an eternity ago, especially for me, but the Bronx. I mean, not only for them to win a World Series, but to even make it to one period seems like an eternity. So, Steve, I want to start with you. Would you say this is the best assembled Yankee squad since 2009? And how do you like their chances to make it back to the World Series?
Yeah, I think this is the best team since they last won it. Certainly Aaron Judge is the best player since then, probably going back even further. But they haven't had the complementary players, the guys who can help. Aaron Judge struggled in the playoffs a couple of years, and because of that, the Yankees fizzled out. It was very disappointing for them. But this year, Juan Soto is there, a perfect lefty-righty, duo. That 1-2 punch has made the Yankees, the best overall offensive team in the American League this season. And to add Jazz Chisholm, provided a great spark for them at the trade deadline. This is a great offense. The question for the Yankees now is, do they have the pitching? Obviously, Garrett Cole, a Cy Young Award winner, your Game 1 starter in every single series. But do they have the guys that can come behind him? Is Carlos Rodon available to be the kind of player that we know that he can be? Luis Gil running kind of on fumes late in the season. And the bullpen. Clay Holmes, their closer, was great at the beginning of the season, but faltered terribly down the stretch. Do they have the reliable arms in that bullpen to win those close games in the postseason? This may be the best Yankees roster. The question again is, can they get it done?
You always leave us on those cliffhangers, Steve. I love it. Bob, following up with you, it feels like an all-in moment for the Yankees with a ton on the line, not only this season, but for the future. Obviously, they're trying to convince Juan Soto to stay in town, but does a quick playoff exit spark big changes in the Bronx from top to bottom?
I don't think so. I think Brian Cashman is safe. I think Aaron Boone is safe no matter what happens. It would have to be something catastrophic or some, horrific managerial moves. But just by making the playoffs, they've gone through a lot. We'll see what happens. But I think, just the fact they made the playoffs, they won the AL East. I do believe that no matter what happens, both Cashman and Boone will be back in 2025.
Got to talk about the other team that'll have a lot of eyes on them, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The lineup is obviously stacked behind Shohei Ohtani, but they certainly have issues with injuries, specifically to their pitchers. Bob, are the Dodgers deep enough to fight through it all and make it back to the World Series?
I'll be stunned if they make it out of the first round. I don't think that team is that good. Certainly the lineup is, but the pitching's a complete mess right now with all the injuries they've had. We'll see what happens. They got lucky getting Jack Flaherty. He was supposed to go to the Yankees. The Yankees didn't like his physical, fell in their lap. So he's going to start, Game 1. You got Yamamoto. Just a lot of question marks. But I think they're a long shot to get there, which is, kind of embarrassing when you spent $1.3 billion on free agency and don't get out the first round once again.
Steve, going off what Bob just said, we have to talk about what's on the line for the legacy of Shohei Ohtani here. We all know about the historic season he just had. The man stuffed the stat sheet this year, but the only stats he doesn't own are playoff stats. What can we expect from him in his first appearance in the postseason, and what's on the line as far as his legacy goes?
Yeah, I think Shohei Ohtani, if finally getting the chance to shine on the postseason stage, is something that will keep us all interested in October baseball, and hopefully the Dodgers will have a few games for him to be able to show that, and they don't make another quick exit. But I think what we could see as a glimpse of a possible Shohei Ohtani postseason resume is from the 2023 World Baseball Classic, where he led Japan to the title. Came in, he was pitching then too, and in that final game against the United States, he struck out Mike Trout for the final out of the World Baseball Classic. Just a tremendously iconic moment in global baseball history. And, Ohtani was ready for the moment. He shined on it. And I think that's what we can see from him in the postseason. So, it's been a great season, great regular season for him. And I would expect Shohei Ohtani to be at his best in the playoffs as well.
I like that. I want to take a broad look at this playoff field. So for starters, both teams that were in the World Series last year failed to even make the postseason. And when you look at the teams that are in it, you get both ends of the spectrum. We have the big spenders like the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Phillies, and then there's the budget teams like the Guardians, Orioles, and Tigers. So Bob, all in all, what does this say about the parity in the league?
I think this postseason field is as wide open as I've ever seen. You can make a case for just about every team. So, no, I think it's great for baseball that you don't have to spend a ton of money. I think the best example is the San Diego Padres. Padres cut $100 million from their payroll to go below the luxury tax. They dumped Juan Soto. Blake Snell went to Cy Young. He's gone. Josh Hader's gone. It's a better team than ever. So I think it's and owners love the San Diego Padres because now they can tell their GM, see, we don't have to have a big payroll to win. And I think it makes a fascinating playoff field rather than just having, we know these two teams are going to be in the World Series.
Lastly, I do want to talk about some year-end awards. So when it comes to the AL and NL MVP candidates, we can basically express mail those awards to Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. But let's imagine for a second the MLB gave out a singular MVP to one player. Who does it go to and why? Bob, you go first.
I go Aaron Judge. He means everything to the Yankees. He has one guy with him, Juan Soto. Ohtani had a lot of guys. And Judge is just, he's got team captain, but he makes everything work. Like Juan Soto did not work in San Diego. He goes to New York, and Judge has his arm around him and takes him in. Some guys didn't have the best reputations, and then he makes it work. I mean, he's the leader. But besides, what does he get? 58 home runs, 701 slugging percentage, the highest by any player since Barry Bonds in 2004. And he plays center field. I mean, he's not a center fielder, but he did it for the team.
Steve, do you agree?
I concur. I like the players who play all facets of the game. Not that Ohtani couldn't, but the fact that Judge has just meant so much to that team, even in the clubhouse too. It's hard for Ohtani to come in and be a clubhouse leader or anything like that, and you wouldn't expect him to, given the language barrier and all. But coming in your first season with a team, you just want to fit in. And he has certainly done that. He has led by example. But Aaron Judge has been there. And exactly what Bob said, he's the captain of the New York Yankees. He is definitely the most valuable player in all of Major League Baseball. So, yes, definitely Aaron Judge.
Hey, sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.